What's up, everybody? I'm Dr. Steven Schlintz, and I want to welcome you to Dental Practice Freedom Radio.
So, here's the real question. How do dentists like you, who aren't willing to let insurance dictate how you will run your practice, who want to create incredibly profitable practices without sacrificing your time or sanity, how do you create the strategies to ensure your practice not only survives, but thrives in the 21st century? That's the blaring question, and Dr. Steve Schlintz is here to provide the answers. Welcome to Dental Practice Freedom Radio.
Hey, everybody. I want to welcome you back to another episode of Dental Practice Freedom Radio. I wanted to keep this podcast episode really short today, but so impactful. For some of you who know me know that I am a consultant for the Proctor Gallagher Institute and work with Bob Proctor. And if you guys know The Secret at all, Bob Proctor was on The Secret, and he's probably one of the best mentors when it comes to personal growth and development ever on planet Earth. And there was a book he had us read, and I think this is so pertinent to some of the things that I'm having happen in my own life, and also for many of you listening to this podcast. He had us read a book. It was called U Squared by Price Pritchett. And there was a story in that book. It was the very first story that was relayed, and I thought, man, that is so powerful. He was talking about a fly, and I encourage you guys to go get U Squared by Price Pritchett. It's literally like a 30-page book. It's $6. I mean, it's one of the best books for you to read just on a daily basis. Just keep reading it over and over and over. Repetition is the key. And in that book, there was a story about a fly on a windowsill, and he did a great job elaborating the story and emotionalizing the story. But basically what he was describing is this life and death struggle that's happening. And this fly is locked in to this getting outside. He sees where he wants to go, right? And he keeps flying into the window over and over and over, thinking if he keeps flying, he keeps working harder and harder and harder, he will somehow get through the window and get to the other side. But that intensity of trying to fly through the window has locked that fly into a pattern that will only lead to one place. You know what that is? Death. Right? That fly is so locked in that I have to get outside, that I'm going to keep just busting through this glass to get there. And in reality, we know that fly will never be able to break through the glass. And the fly will die as a result of the struggle of trying to get through the glass. Now, the crazy part about the story is that if the fly would have paused for 10 seconds, stopped flapping his wings, and started to analyze what was going on around him, he would have realized that there was a door literally 10 feet away, wide open into the outside world. And all that fly had to do was stop flapping his wings, look 180 degrees in the other direction, and fly to freedom. And when I read that story, I was thinking, oh my gosh, that is so true. Where are you currently right now, where you just keep flapping your wings against this invisible glass, thinking, I got to get to the other side, I got to get to the other side, I got to get to the other side. And the more you flap, the harder it gets, and the more inevitably it ends in failure. When can you start to look around and see all of the opportunities that are in front of you if you just take a second to actually look? Now, I started to apply this really when I was working as a consultant for Bob Proctor. It has done so many things for me to assess my career trajectory, my career path. What am I doing in life? What am I meant to be doing in life? How am I making my highest impact? And how can I help others? And I started to realize there were so many things that I was doing where I was that fly. See, we were taught to believe that if you just keep working harder and harder and harder, good things will happen. I'm going to tell you that is not the case. That is not the case. That is a myth. I know a lot of people that work incredibly hard and they have nothing to show for it. Now, I do know people that work incredibly hard that do have something to show for it, but I can guarantee you that their results did not come from their hard work. Their results came from a definite vision of where they wanted to go and allowing all the conditions and circumstances around them to unfold for them to get to that vision. See, there's a powerful concept that I learned, and it's this idea that force negates. If you're trying to force something to work, if you're literally trying to take a square peg and put it in a round hole, and you just keep saying, I will do this, I will do this, I will do this, understand that that's part of a trap. So if you're in your practice right now and you're thinking, I'm going to get here, I'm going to get here, I'm just going to keep working harder, I'm going to do more, I'm going to do more, understand that that's going to get you nowhere. You know, us as dentists, just by and large, we try to do everything ourselves. You know, the marketing's not working. I'm not going to go hire somebody and spend money on the marketing because I've already done that and I got burnt. So I'm going to do my own Facebook marketing, and I'm going to post my own website. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. Understand that that's part of the trap. So what you have to get really, really crystal clear on is the vision of where you want to go. And then start to study yourself, start to understand how you interact in all different types of relationships, not just in your practice, but outside your practice. How do you interact with people? How do you interact with the world in general? Are you one of those people that are continually trying to force everything? And just think about it. Am I that fly that's sitting on the windowsill? Am I that fly that's trying to beat through this window constantly? So you have to get very crystal clear on this. You have to understand that that comes with a price. And until you actually stop flapping your wings, you won't be able to adequately assess your situation. So if you're completely locked in on where you're going right now, but it's not working, right? You say, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go do this, but I've done this for 3 years and it's not working. What makes you think that if you work another 3 years at it, all of a sudden there's going to be a breakthrough? There's not. You have to start to assess different ways to get the result that you want, right? I highly encourage you to start analyzing your life. That I told you it was going to be a short podcast episode. I got to actually run and get on a call really quick, but I wanted to share that story with you because I read it again this morning. I said, this needs to be a podcast episode because this is such an important story. It's probably, out of every story that I've read, it's been the most impactful. It's the story I remember the most out of anything. And I might have another podcast episode where I literally just read you the story because it's so important to go back to it. So think about that fly, go read the book U Squared, and think about your current situation, where you're at. What are you trying to force right now? What's not working? Because the results that you're getting are a direct reflection of what you're doing on an emotional level. And you might be trying to force something that you just emotionally you should not be doing. So hope you have a great day. I'm going to go hop on a call right now, but thank you so much for listening to this. I hope you got some great ideas from the story, and don't be the fly.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode on Dental Practice Freedom Radio with Dr. Steve Schlitz. We'll see you on the next episode.